today on Divorce Court.
I love Valisha. We've been at this now for 3 years, but if she's gonna continue to lie, cheat, and not talk to me, then there's no way that we can be together.
I think she's cheating on me. She stays out late at night. Her guy friends, they buy her hundreds of dollars worth of name brand purses. I don't trust it.
I know she stepped outside of the relationship because girls have come and told me that they have. They showed me pictures, they showed me letters, they've shown me text messages. I feel like she gets away with lying because she's manipulative.
JaMika, I want you to communicate with me without calling me names, without telling me how bad of a person I am.
It seems like she can say anything to you and you're supposed to just let it roll off your shoulder. I just want her to be honest with me, but for some reason she can't.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with JaMika Odell and Valisha Carrington. The two of you have been together for 3 years, engaged for the last 7 months, but you can't seem to work it out. You're living together, but you don't want to live together anymore. And Ms. Odell, you want Ms. Carrington to pay you a certain amount of money based upon the things that have happened in the house, and we will talk about that momentarily. But before we do, Ms. Odell, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me what's going on and why we're here in divorce court today?
Well, Your Honor, we're here today because I'm not happy with how I look. There's been a lot of insecurities that have built in me because of things that Valisha has said or done. To go back, Your Honor, I actually used to be a size 14, and I ended up having liposuction and graft facting to my bottom area.
Oh, so there you go.
Yes. So my
you were
before,
there,
my
and then
after.
you went there.
Yes, ma'am. And I was very comfortable at my size 8. When I was a size 8, we argued less. I didn't hear so much about other females anymore. And then, of course, as we kind of went down, we started arguing more. So I started gaining more weight because I started eating more. We have children, so I'm taking care of them. I didn't have time for myself anymore. And then that's when we started again, where it seemed like she was very unhappy with how I looked. And so I got suckered into that. With that being said, it seems like we argue more on my physical features, on the fact that I don't have a big enough butt or that I'm not small enough. You're looking right now, Your Honor, I have on an actual shape-shifting girdle. So it does.
We all have a shape-shifter on. All of us.
Well, it makes things smoother, and I do feel a little bit better when I'm wearing it. So, you know, it's just that I want her to be happy with what I look like, but it seems like we have problems with that. For example, I can tell you she was a part of a lesbian chat group on social media, and instead of actually showing off this beautiful woman that she's so in love with, she showed off my goodies in the group. Yeah, my goodies.
Ms. Carrington, are you obsessed with the physicality of your woman, and do you make her feel insecure if it's not exactly what you want?
No, I don't feel like I do. I mean, I tell her she's beautiful all the time, every day, 50 times a day. She hears it from everybody. We go out places.
But I don't want it from everybody. I want it from you.
Ms. Odell.
You get it from me. You get it from me on a daily basis.
Have
you don't
ever said anything about her size? Her physical? Never, not one time?
Nothing negative.
Nothing negative?
Nothing negative.
So, Ms. Odell, she says she's never said anything. Now, think about it. Is it what you're assuming she's thinking based upon what you think about the way you look, or is she actually saying things to you about the way you look?
Your Honor, I'll say it's indirect. So it's more so we see somebody walking by, or, you know, she'll say, oh, look at her ass. Or she'll say, you know, she's built nicely. Or, you know, I remember when you used to. Or my ex-girlfriend this or that. I don't need that. I don't care about your ex-girlfriend. I'm the current girlfriend. I'm the current fiance. Let's work on that. And to me, I take that at heart. It may not mean that. She may not say it directly, but that's how I take it.
That's how you take it. Ms. Carey, are you comparing her to others?
No, I wouldn't say that I'm comparing her to others. I mean, we go places all the time and we both make comments on how other people look. So I don't understand why it's an issue if I make a comment on how someone looks, but she can make a comment on how someone looks. So it's just, it's a flipping thing. It's like, in a way, it's not my problem that you're so insecure because I tell you all the time how beautiful you are. If we can sit somewhere and both comment on how someone looks, why is it a problem if I comment separately?
That I'm insecure, but yet there's comments that are being made or there's things that are said or done that make you feel that way. I don't even feel comfortable having my clothes off when the lights are on.
What does she say, though? Because so far, she's denying that she does that at all. You say she's, oh, look at this beautiful woman, but she tells me you do that too, do you?
Well, we do that together. We will say together.
Okay, so what does she do that is
she'll reference back to that size 8. Oh, that size 8 girl is beautiful. That size 8 girl, whatever.
Does she say that to you?
Yes. Yes.
So when she looks at a picture with you, that size 8 girl was beautiful. She actually does that.
She's actually done that because I bring up my size a lot that I'm uncomfortable with it. So we do talk about our size, just like she's insecure and wants lipo as well.
I think it's you. I think that no matter what she says, you know, if you wear purple glasses, everything you see is going to be purple. And you are wearing I don't like how I look glasses. So anything that she says or does that could remotely be interpreted as a ding on your size, that's how you take it.
And that's probably
I understand that you had liposuction at one point.
Yes.
And it didn't turn out too well.
It did not.
What happened?
I actually suffered with an infection afterwards. Basically, I swelled up twice my size. I had to stay in the hospital for almost a week and was under antibiotic therapy during that time frame.
Have you always had issues with your size? You know, and take a little out of here, put it back there?
No, I actually, before my kids, I actually liked my size. It was after my kids that I started struggling with that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But that's your struggle.
It is my struggle. It's just that I don't take the things that she says to me that she's insecure about herself, and I never flip it on her, or I never bring up any reference. Because to her, she was smaller when we first dated as well, and I never bring that back up, even though she will. Anytime that we've had an argument before, and during the argument, she'll tell me that just because you're not happy with yourself, yeah, there are things that you can change with yourself. There's things that you could definitely do differently. There's things that why don't you just get up and exercise?
I think that's probably in response to, there are things you can do differently because you want to do, because I know you want to do more plastic surgery.
I do.
And she's probably already weak in the knees behind that liposuction you did because it almost killed you. So when you keep going on about that, finally she gets frustrated and says, there's things you could do. You could actually exercise.
But Your Honor, if that's the case, then why does she want to do lipo? She wants to do the same thing.
Do you want to do liposuction?
Yeah, I did want to do liposuction on my stomach area. Yes, I did. And the reason I wanted to do it is because I have embarrassing moments when we go places with our kids and I can't fit in a seat. Mm-hmm. So I have to be the one to stay back while they go and do everything else.
So is that not a double standard?
Go out, get some gym shoes, and but that's healthy. Drink more water. You know what I mean? It's better than surgery. It's cheaper and everything. So
I wake up one day and I get a phone call from work and I need something to write on. So I go grab a notebook that's on her side of the bed, and when I pull it out, it's a 10-page letter between her and a female that she works with. So if you're in a relationship, then who in their right mind would write a 10-page letter to another female?
So, Ms. Carrington, why do you believe Ms. Odell cheated on you with a coworker?
Because, I find too many things or I see too many things. So, for instance, I wake up one day and I get a phone call from work and I need something to write on. So I go grab a notebook that's on her side of the bed, and when I pull it out, it's a 10-page letter between her and a female that she works with.
Stop.
So, therefore,
what did the letter say?
Just how she enjoyed her time out with the girl and how she's in love with the girl's body and just the physicality of the girl. And it's just like, if you're in a relationship, then who in their right mind would write a 10-page letter to another female?
Did you write it?
Yes, Your Honor, I did write it.
And in that letter, did you say things that would not be appropriate for a person in a committed relationship to say?
We need to back up because she understands what the letter was. At the time, she was doing a bunch of things that she shouldn't have been doing. That was being brought to my attention.
Right.
There was a bunch of things that were being not just said, but shown to me through social media. So therefore, this coworker that she's referring to and I decided to write a letter back and forth to each other. The part of it that makes what she, I guess, just leaves out is that it's left out. If I'm doing this in between somebody else, why would I leave it out? Yeah. The whole intention was for her to find it in the drawer that she found it in. So she finds the letter, and then we even go back, and that coworker actually volunteered to talk to her to say, this is why she did this, because she wanted you to feel a certain kind of way that you don't feel whenever she's doing all of the things she's doing.
Well, tell me what she's been doing.
So she's been on social media and she's entertaining different chicks. She's telling them compliments, the same, they're beautiful compliments, and everything she tells me, I felt no different from any other girl that she could walk up to.
The same
I
way
felt
you
like
felt no different
she
with the girl
just
in the letter,
basically
right? And you told her the
played
same
me
things you
or whatever
tell
the
me?
whole time because I was taking care of her. Because I was working, she wasn't. She was pretending to be working, but she wasn't working, which is what we come to find out later. I'm taking care of her daughter. I never did any of that expecting anything from her other than to be loyal.
Were you flirting with folks on Facebook and whatnot? And were you telling her that you were working when you're not working?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it was some innocent Facebook flirting. Yeah,
Innocent.
I've admitted to that. She knows that. We've discussed that, so that's nothing new. So, I mean...
Just because it isn't new doesn't mean it isn't hurtful. That's number one. And number two,
You're right.
if you're with a woman who's insecure, the last thing you need to do is to feed that insecurity by telling other women that they're beautiful. I mean, that's like, oh, this is where she weak. Bam!
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then wonder why she does weird stuff. Because she's been injured, okay?
Yes,
Why
Your Honor.
did you pretend you were working and you weren't?
Well, in the beginning, I was working, and then I wasn't, and it was just one of those things I didn't really feel comfortable in coming out telling her that I
Why?
wasn't working.
What was it about being unemployed that you couldn't tell the woman that you love, this is what happened to me?
It was a pride thing. Like I said, it was just something I wasn't used to not working. So to not work, in my eyes, it looked, I guess, kind of lame. Like I'm lame, I'm not working, she's working, we've got the kids. So it was just a thing that I wasn't ready to tell her, so I didn't.
I got it. I understand.
We're supposed to take a trip to Florida together. Her plan, not mine. If we get to the airport, she lets me dress up, get down to the airport, lets us get into the airport and look like a complete idiot in front of everybody in line because the lady says, oh, we've been trying to contact you, let you know it was insufficient funds, that the tickets were never purchased.
Ms. Odell, you say Ms. Carrington is verbally abusive. Why don't you tell me about that?
Your Honor, when she gets upset, it's a completely different person. I tell her all the time that when I look into her eyes when she's mad, it's like you don't see anything but darkness. She'll turn around and she'll say some of the most cutthroat things to get under your skin. She just wants a rise from you. She can call me a bitch, she can call me a hoe, she can call me anything, things she knows is untrue, just because she's upset. And so then she goes into these spurts of, like, you know, yelling at me and screaming at me. And even though it's not physically, it's just as detrimental as it is if she was putting her hands on me.
Okay, Ms. Carrington, do you call her a B? Do you call her an H? Do you call her...
Yeah, I
Call
do
her
when I get
names?
upset, the same
Yeah.
way that she says things when she's upset. We both say things. We both say hurtful things. We say things that we both regret. I mean, to me, yeah, I have called her the B word. I've called her a hoe. I've called her, I mean, any word that you can think of.
I've called her.
When
You've done it.
someone's
Yeah,
upset.
right.
I've called her that. And I regret a lot of things that I say
Right.
to her when I'm upset. But she does the same exact thing. So she can't tell me I'm
get
verbally
Stop.
abusive when she does things too. We can get in an argument and she'll look at me and tell me I'm the worst mistake, that she shouldn't be with me,
not what
and all this. So to me, it's like a game of back and forth. So don't pin something on me when you do the same exact thing.
I don't say she's the worst mistake. I can think of a million mistakes I've made that are worse than that. But for you to turn around and say that you've made these changes and then turn around and continue to do the same things.
Well, what is she continuing to do?
The lying, the keeping things from me.
What does she
being
lie
verbally-
about?
She's lied about so much. For instance, I have a perfect story for you. We're supposed to take a trip to Florida together. Her plan, not mine. She decides it's a couple months. I'm doing a countdown on social media, excited to go. We get to the day of the supposed to take off. We get to the airport. She lets me dress up, get down to the airport, lets us get into the airport and look like a complete idiot in front of everybody in line because the lady says, oh, we've been trying to contact you, let you know it was insufficient funds,
No,
that the tickets were
false.
never purchased. I said,
Let her finish, and I'm gonna get to
if it's that easy of a mistake and you're saying that you paid for the tickets, pull up your bank statement and show them on your phone that you paid for the tickets. She never would pull it up. It was always, oh, my account doesn't work, or oh, I can't log in, or oh, I can't do this. But the lady said, we sent multiple emails telling you that the tickets never went
False.
through.
Ms.
So did we go?
Carrington,
No.
What do you say happened?
The lady didn't come off top saying, oh, it was insufficient funds, first of all. We had everything that we needed, and I'm sorry, but an air flight anywhere is not gonna send you confirmation of something if you did not pay for it, period. I had no cancellation, I had no insufficient
What
funds.
happened?
That's all the lady said. Well, we tried to contact you. One lady says that. Then another guy says, well, no, because you have all the confirmation stuff here. So obviously it went through because you were able to receive confirmation. So I've already paid this money. She gets upset because she says, well, how about we just pay for another ticket now? No, because I've already spent money on these tickets. So why am I going to go spend again for the same exact tickets that I've already purchased?
Right. So there was a mistake on their on their behalf.
Yes.
Why do you think it was a lie? It sounds like a perfectly...
No, it wasn't, because when
perfectly
they
airline-like snafu.
No, when I talked to them later, because I did go back and I looked into it more, because it didn't make sense to me. As much as my family works with airlines and we have people in that industry, I've never heard of this. She turns around and tells me that she got the confirmation number. You're right, when you purchase it and it's pending, you do get a confirmation number for the tickets or whatever. She got that. But then she got an email following it a couple of days later that stated that the transaction didn't go through. And so therefore, that's the part she wasn't given.
I got it. Woo!
Yeah.
Do you want to stay with her?
I love her with my entire heart. I've never loved anybody the way that I love her. I've never loved anybody.
Do you want to
that
stay
way.
with her?
Yeah.
Well, let me try and help you. Ms. Odell, you want $900 from Ms. Carrington. I'm hoping that the relationship can be saved, but if you leave, you want $900. Tell me why.
So part of her wanting to contribute was her wanting to take over some of the bills in the house. And so I did. I gave her the cheapest bill in the house, which was the utility bill, the electric bill. And I thought she was, and here's these lovely confirmation numbers again that she made up and gave to me, and she told me she was paying it. 3 months down the road, my lights are off. And I'm trying to figure out why they're off. So I called to my company, and they tell me, now mind you, I've been with them for 7 years in great standing. I call down there and they tell me that Ms. Carrington has made phone calls asking for extensions every month. And every time that they've talked to her, I even listened to audio at the time from the representative where she was talking to them saying that we had a flood in our area and so her paycheck was late and so she needed an extension there, or that she was going to get an assistance check from a company.
I got the idea, Ms. Carrington. She's got a lot of specifics there where you're paying fast and loose with the utility bill and taking them on a merry ride as to why you didn't pay it.
It was more than just the utility bill, and there was other instances that came up where she would swear I didn't pay it, but it's all proved that it was paid. So yes, there were some things that
do you have proof that she didn't pay it?
I do have the bills that I ended up paying out of my account.
So
on my phone.
did you take the utility room? Did you make all those excuses? Because those are very specific.
I called and asked for extensions, yes, because I didn't have it. So I did the right thing by.
Did you tell her
asking.
you didn't have it?
No.
Or were you still telling her that you had a job that you didn't
No,
have?
I just called in and asked.
And she gave me confirmation numbers.
Ego is a crazy thing. Ego, you know, they say pride goeth before the fall. That's, you know why? Because it's true. Ego it's absurd. Your ego didn't allow you to tell her, I can't do it. And that's what a partner's about. I screwed up. I can't do it. I was wrong. Whoops. Okay, baby, let's keep it moving. Listen, that was agreement. You guys were holding a house together. She doesn't owe you that $900. You owe the utility company that amount of money. She can get a job that would be fine to repay you, but that's not an obligation that she has to you that you can recover in court. It just isn't. I wish you all the best. I really do, but you got to get past this ego and insecurity, or y'all ain't gonna make it, not only with each other, but with anybody else. And so there will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.
As far as her losing her job and her taking that to heart and not feeling comfortable with coming to me, I can see that because I know that she does suffer with wanting to be the dominant one or the breadwinner in the family. And so I didn't think that maybe it affected her that much because she didn't show it.
I feel after today that I'm more comfortable in expressing things with JaMika that I wouldn't express to her before. And it takes a huge weight off my shoulder because I can communicate those things to her.